Hello, everyone. Welcome to this course of new product management. Thank you so much for enrolling into this, and congratulations on taking your step into the world of product management. Over the next few weeks, we are going to go on a learning journey together. So I look forward to seeing all of you. I wish I get to do this in person, but this is going to be a online setting. I hope you take advantage of all the office hours that I'll be conducting. Now, let me address why should you be listening to me over the next few weeks. So, just a little bit about my background. I have over a decade's worth of experience in data analytics and product management. I've worked at startups for healthcare as well as finance. The startup I worked for, I was one of their first engineers, and we ended up exiting the startup for over $50 million. I've also worked for Fortune 100 companies like Northwestern Mutual, Jaguar Land Rover, Tata Consultancy Services. Over the scope of that decade, I have launched over 70 plus products. So I have a few things that I have learned over the years in launching, scaling, and selling and building these products. So I'd love to share some of that with you. And in equal measure, I would love to learn your context and the things that you have learned and the industries that you interface with along in this journey over the next few weeks as well. Now, let me take a little bit of time to tell about the approach that we are going to be taking in this particular course. Number one, product management in itself is a messy job. As you know, this is a vague term. It consists of two generic terms, which is product and management. So, across industries, across companies, across departments, it's used in different contexts. So, we'll try to make sense of all of this in the next few weeks. So, the point of telling you that is that this course is designed to reflect that. You won't find any right or wrong answers here. Instead, you'll practice making product decisions, prioritizing trade offs, and most importantly, you'll be challenged to think critically, just like a PM would be expected in the real world. So, there's a lot of decision making that you'll have to do even in your own assignments. Again, there's no cookie cutter right or wrong answers where there's a question and there's an answer and then you get credit for it. There's going to be nuance, and there's going to be discussions, and there's going to be strategy involved in all of those. So please manage your expectations regarding the assignments. Let's talk a little bit also about the structure of these assignments. You will find that most of the assignments, about 80 to 90% of them, will be divided up into two parts. So, two parts. One part will be a case study, or we'll be bringing in a startup that is in Milwaukee, which is called StayThanks, and we'll be bringing that into the class. So, think of it like a running case study, kind of a mini internship. But each of those assignments will be flexible. On the one part, you'll have the assignments that are connected to one particular theme of consumer apps. This is because we want to keep the whole class together in some regards. So there's some commonality that we are all working towards and can share ideas on and perspectives on. Because one of you might take a different approach, somebody else might take a different, and that creates a nice loop of collaboration as well as diverse thoughts. At the same time, I know that the makeup of the class becomes a little bit challenging to keep everyone together because you come from such different backgrounds, whether it's your tech background, education background, the kind of jobs that you do. And we want this course to serve you. This is a product, and this product has to serve your needs. So, for that, we have introduced some flexibility. And what do I mean by that? Flexibility in the sense that in the second parts of the assignments, you will generally have a choice to bring in either your own product, you have a choice of problem sets that you can bring in either from your own work, things that you're curious about, or just domains that you like. For example, we have modules where you will have to build ideal customer profiles. Now, you'll build them for StayThanks, which is kind of a mini case study, which will be running throughout the course. But in the second part, you can bring in your own products that you can develop the ICPs for those. What this does is it gives you the ability to use the tools that you're learning in the class and the course and apply it to your specific needs. And they're going to be unique. That's why your own context, your own experience, and your own intuition will play a major role in the success and what you draw in terms of value from this particular course. So I highly encourage you to be active and bring your curiosity to this course. Now, let's talk a little bit more on the assignment philosophy. The assignments are intentionally vague. Now, you would ask, why would you design something vague? This is by design because the role of a PM is to bring clarity to vagueness and generally traverse through messy problems. So, your job is going to be to think, to decide, and to find out the why. Now, that is not going to happen with cookie cutter assignments. So the course assignments will reflect that. So keep an eye out for things which will be vague. If you find yourself that, ask the questions, reach out, and think critically because there's no just one right answer. There can be multiple of those. Finally, I want to take a minute to address the times and the specific landscape of AI that we are dealing with. Most of the students like using ChatGPT for their assignments. And yes, you can use ChatGPT and other AI tools that will enhance your learning and your productivity. And of course, we want you to be efficient. They're amazing for brainstorming and expanding your thinking. But just don't copy and paste, like taking the prompts of the question, putting them into ChatGPT, generating all the answers, putting it in a PDF. ChatGPT now generates a PDF too. So you can just do that and upload. That, to my knowledge, I don't know how it will help if you're just copy pasting. It punches out beautiful answers and beautiful text. So more or less, I would know that what's transpired. But the way to use it, in my opinion, would be if you try your assignments first, give it a thought, and give your best with your critical thinking, and then you can use all these AI tools, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, whatever that you're using, as a way to brainstorm and see what you might have missed. So think of it as a ideating board or an ideating companion in a way. But yes, you can use those tools. In fact, I encourage you to do so, but do it wisely. Choose wisely and try and challenge yourself to think a little bit more. ChatGPT is already fantastic and it'll keep on getting more fantastic as it learns from us. But the whole point is for us to think more critically and use these tools for our benefit. In that sense, with some final thoughts I'd like to share with you, product management in general is a team sport. So engage with your peers, share your ideas, and don't be afraid to ask those big questions as well as taking risks. This course is a simulation and not a lecture. So take those risks, show up with your curiosity, and treat this like a playground, which it is. So, this gives you the opportunity to fail and learn. Most importantly, learn from those failures. I'm really excited to learn with you. Let's dive in and start building. Thank you.